All right, so let's do this. And we're going to watch. This is Matt Walsh. You may know Matt from his career as a right wing agitating prick. In this case, he's written a book which he called Johnny the Walrus, and he's going to read it to children. He's a super far right creep. What he's going to be trying to get at is that children are being indoctrinated by the woke left to ensure that the woke left, who are intrinsically evil, make all children trans. And this book is really just awful. And the reason I wanted to watch this isn't because I want to give him the time of day. It's because I genuinely think that this is a thing that I would qualify as abusive. It's a PR stunt, but watch how this goes with the chillins.
Okay. Hello, boys and girls. My name is Matt Walsh. I am a children's author, and I've written a book called Johnny the Walrus. This book is all about identity and imagination. What is identity? Does anyone know what identity?
Yes, he says it's all about identity and imagination, which is his very, very not right-wing commando version of saying this is about identity politics and gender, and he's about to proselytize to children.
Means?
No.
Do you know? You know what identity is? No? Okay. It's who you are, right? That's what it means. Now, who likes to pretend to be things? Is there anything you like to pretend to be? How about in the back?
I like to pretend to be
A ninja. That's a good one. What about you? All right. Well, we all like to use our imagination. Sometimes I use my...
Those vacant stares from the children, that is what I imagine Matt Walsh's love life looks like. Just while he's sitting on a chair performing, they're just...
All right. Well, we all like to use our imagination. Sometimes I use my imagination. I pretend to be a monster. I chase my kids around because I'm big and ugly, so I could be a monster. That's what this book is about. It's all about a boy who pretends to be a walrus.
So when you're interacting with kids like this, you actually want to engage them. That's a thing. I happen to know this because I did children's theater as a unit in grade 11 drama. So if you'd said because I'm big and ugly, right? And the kids were like, yeah, the kids would enjoy the piss out of that so much more than him just yeah, and I do this because it is fun and my children enjoy it. And yeah, so anyways.
He identifies as a walrus, and his mom's a little silly. She takes it seriously and thinks he really is a walrus. That's silly, isn't it?
So what is this thing doing on the floor?
We don't have to worry about that. We're going to read the book now. Okay.
That's his way of saying, shut up, kid.
Johnny's a boy with a big imagination. One day he's a dog, the next day a crustacean. It's like a crab or a lobster. One morning he came downstairs barking and clapping, wood spoons for tusks and sock fins a flapping. He had spoons in his mouth. He was pretending to be a walrus. I'm Johnny the Walrus, he said with a roar. The wood floor's my ocean. The carpet's my shore. He's swimming around like a walrus, isn't that so?
No different than religious
Johnny's
Sunday
mom
school.
loves
Yes,
her son's
absolutely.
make-believe time. You're Johnny the Walrus till you change your mind, Mommy says. But Johnny's mom's phone said it's not just pretend. So she went on her phone, and there are people telling her that this isn't pretend. He's really a walrus.
So this is the crux of what Matt's bringing to the table here. So Johnny has an active imagination and is enjoying pretending. And then his mom, who is a big dumb stupid, was like, oh, I'm going to check Google, and typed in, is my child a walrus? To which all of the woke left were like, why, yes. Yes, your child really is a walrus, and you have to respect that.
Only a bigot would say that. How dare you offend? What's a bigot? Anybody know?
Like these kids
The
know
mean
what the
person,
fuck that
right?
means.
Mommy was told to take John for a checkup. All these people are holding signs. Johnny is a real walrus, one sign says. Human walruses are real walruses.
So here's the thing about it's perhaps a little bit subtle, but what he's talking about is trans identities. I know, subtle as all fuck. And so Johnny says, I am a walrus, that's the same as Johnny saying, I am a girl. And then instead of the reasonable reactions, everyone is like, that means you have to be a girl now because woke. And so we're going to the doctor. Let's also take take account of the number of times Johnny shows any kind of agency in this decision. Okay, cool.
Johnny transition, all these people are saying.
Huge
You'll need to
straw
eat
man.
worms and to put on gray makeup. The worms give you whiskers, the gray blends you in, the doctor says. And a simple procedure cuts feet into fins. The doctor wants to cut into Johnny and make him into a walrus.
Now, look at these kids' faces. To me, this is like legitimately abusive. This is legitimately, what the fuck is wrong with Matt Walsh? And he's like, oh, this will be all right. I'll just scare the ever-loving fuck out of children with this sinister drawing and the obvious implication that I'm going to start hacking chunks off of this boy to make him a walrus. Fucking gross.
That's scary.
It's gross eating worms, Mom. They're all so dang twitchy. He doesn't want to eat worms.
Those are bad for you. I thought.
So there's Johnny, who has previously said, I am a girl, now saying, I actually am not. But the woke mob won't listen.
I didn't eat worms, but I did.
Wood spoons kind of hurt,
Oh,
and the
look at
makeup
that.
is
Look
itchy.
at the little kid says the innocent thing. Watch Matt's face.
He doesn't want to eat worms.
Those are bad for you. I thought I didn't eat worms, but I did.
Just
Woods-
like, are you fucking kidding me, child?
I thought I didn't eat worms, but I did.
Wood
You dirty shit. Worm-eating bastard.
spoons kind of hurt, and the makeup is itchy. Deep down, Johnny's mom knew that something was wrong. Look at Johnny. He's dressed up like a walrus, but he's not having a fun time. But she felt so much pressure, she just went along.
The woke mob
The internet
is
people
making her.
knew just what to do. She went back to the internet to look for answers. Never a good idea. And Mommy was told to take John to the zoo. Now she's going to take her son to go live at the zoo like he's a real walrus.
I don't want to live at the zoo.
When Johnny
And that's actually very much like if you ever go on the internet and you type in, I think my child may be a transgender person, they say you now have to enroll them in an all-girls school away from home. That's exactly what happens.
arrived, the walruses grunted. And the mommy says, my boy's a real walrus. His growth was just stunted. I mean, she really thinks this kid is a walrus.
But it's not.
No. The zoo.
Ooh, the child. The child just gleaned the whole concept. Matt's a great storyteller. Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's not preaching to these kids. He's preaching to the pious. This is essentially inflicting this terrible, terrible book with ugly imagery onto these children for the purposes of promoting this ridiculous, hateful attitude. The kids are just collateral damage. Exactly.
Zookeeper thought, what's she talking about? Ma'am, that's just a boy with wood spoons in his mouth. Now he's the voice of reason. Right? But if
And that's the same as when someone says, what are you talking about? You aren't a woman. You're a man. They're the voice of reason.
I believe that, they'll say that I'm phobic. Protecting your son, ma'am, is what's most heroic. At last, Johnny's mommy was able to see that Johnny's not what he's pretending to be. Now, mommy ignores the mean things on her phone, while Johnny pretends he's a bird flying home. The end.
Aww, it had a happy ending where he didn't get vivisected by horrible leftists.
No, I just sat down and wrote it.
There's another one.
There's another one there. We got a bunch of them. They're going to be all over the place soon enough. You can ask your parents to buy it for you.
Oh, Matt, you fucking shill. So yeah, that was a thing that happened. I've seen several people talk about this particular video and mocking him for the quality of writing, which obviously it's not a great book from, when compared to even children's books. I'm not like, it's no Homer's Odyssey, but it's like not a great book when compared to children's books. It's not a great book when compared to like pretty much anything. And the fact that this is a thing that people are focused on is not even about the book. This is about Matt Walsh being a fucking terrible human being, and literally being prepared to make children watch or read this scary fucking book with him so that he can get a little bit of internet cred. What? That's pretty cool. I want to be just like him.